Hello and welcome. I am Annette Reeder from thebiblicalnutritionist.com, and today it's another grocery discovery, and I am at Sam's Club. I'm going to share with you my top healthiest finds here at Sam's Club. And I've got a few surprises, like you thought it was healthy, you read the front and you flipped it over and like, oh, no, don't put that in your cart. So we've got a few of those quick finds for you as well. So before we go inside, go ahead, hit like, subscribe, and the bell so we can stay connected, because it is my joy and privilege to share with you God's recipe for excellent health. Please also check out our biblicalnutritionacademy.com, where we post all of our courses on praying, fasting, and eating. Yes, 3 areas of our life that when we understand how God created us and how it all fits together, so much can happen in your life. I can't wait to see you in those courses. biblicalnutritionacademy.com. Let's start with my first find, and that was nuts. I really like nuts that have not been roasted or salted or anything done to them except for just taken out of the shell. So here we have almonds, pecans, and walnuts. All 3 of these are an excellent price point. Actually, I paid the amount for these bags that I normally pay at the big name brand stores, and only would have received 1/4 of the amount. So the price point of these nuts is very good. The point that you need to remember, though, is they need to be in the refrigerator or the freezer to stay as fresh as possible. Now, this product I actually got to sample while I was at our lake house that was owned by a friend of ours. She had it in the pantry. We tried it and it was very delicious. So I just had to definitely look at the ingredients. There are different individual pouches. It says it is certified organic, and the ingredients is definitely brown rice, quinoa. And then the downside is it uses sunflower oil, which is not my favorite, garlic powder, tapioca starch, which is just kind of a thickener to give it kind of just a good feeling in your mouth. Onion powder does have soy lecithin, although if we go by the label, it's supposed to be organic. So we just have to we put our trust in products and companies when we buy pre-packaged, which is why I like you to cook most of your food, if not all of your food, from scratch. That way you control your health. So this was a good price point and it was a good product. Now, the super value product was this 12 pounds of pinto beans. And you may say, what am I supposed to do with 12 pounds of pinto beans? Well, I am a prepper, so I will put this in a canister that can be sealed up really tight. I could even put it in a Mylar bag to seal it up. We need to have foods on hand in case things happen around us with the economy, with politics, with our government. Yeah, who knows what our future holds, but if I always have some dried beans in the back pantry or in my prepper file, then I know I've got food that I can pull on when I need to cook for my family and we can't get to the store for whatever reason. Now, I just posted a video on how to cook without power, so you might want to check that out as well to see how you could cook these when we don't have power. In the fresh produce, I wasn't extremely excited because it just didn't have a lot of good organic quality. So I did pick up some mushrooms. Mushrooms are okay if they're not organic. That is definitely a good food to have in your system. Mushrooms are really good for your microbiome. They're good for a good protein. They may not be high in protein grams, but they act as a good protein amino acid builder in your body. Now, I picked up this cauliflower because I just had to show it to you so you can kind of see how it fits in my hands here. It was labeled as a jumbo cauliflower. Now, on American standards, with the way our food is produced very quickly, get it to market, this is considered jumbo, yes. If you were to go to Israel, you would need to put your hands out like this to hold a jumbo cauliflower. When you walk through the old streets of Jerusalem and you see all of the markets there, yeah, the jumbo cauliflower there was huge. I mean, you could wrap your arms around it. I was just so impressed with that. So yes, so cauliflower is definitely a healthy food. I wish it was organic because it really would be better, or I can grow my own. But I just wanted to point that out to you. So produce-wise, they did not have a lot of good organic that I was happy with. Now, in the freezer section, they had some organic sliced strawberries. Interesting enough, sometimes I will look at the whole strawberry versus the sliced strawberry, and in this case they were the exact same price. So getting them already sliced is just going to be easier, and they are certified organic. It is a product of Mexico, so we just put our trust in the certification and we pray that that's good. So this was actually a super buy in their price point. Now looking at 3 meats that I picked up, the first is this organic ground beef. What we want is the 85% lean, because when you get it a higher percentage like 93, 95, you actually have a very dry burger or very dry meatloaf, and your family's like, oh, this doesn't taste good. And it's because you don't have enough fat to create a good flavor and a good texture in your mouth. Now the price point, $4.88 a pound, that's extremely cheap. And you just, I don't know, sometimes I just ask myself, how are they doing that so cheap? So when we look up here, this is distributed obviously through Bentonville, Arkansas. What I don't like about this package is it doesn't tell me where the beef was raised. If it does say product of USA, but I like to know who the farmer was so I can investigate that farmer. So it does say product of USA, so we're assuming it is shipped out of Arkansas. So we go with what the label is, and we always say our prayer when we make purchases that God will just direct us to the best prices and the best purchases. Now the next meat is lamb. I bought some lamb chops. These are out of New Zealand. I actually do like meat products out of New Zealand because the last time that I've checked and verified their sources, they do not allow GMO grains into the feed of their animals nor in any of their processing of their food. So New Zealand is okay for me as a purchase item, and I just really love the flavor of lamb chops. Next we come to salmon. Yes, so this right away I'm looking at wild caught right there at the top. It says no chemicals added. I would hope not. And then what you always want to do when you look at this, this is coming from Copper River. I've done videos about Copper River before, so you might want to go check that out. Always flip it over, because here we go. This is a product of USA. That's very important because fish is coming from all over the world, and you need to ask yourself, what country do you trust to grow your fish? So I prefer USA, and I prefer that it is labeled wild caught. I do not want this to say organic. Organic means they control the environment. So I do not need my Alaskan sockeye salmon to say organic. I just need wild caught, and I need verification that it's from USA. If you look at this package, it says wild caught and it says flounder. Flounder is one of my very favorite fish. Yet when we turn the package over, it says from China. I don't want to buy my fish from China. I prefer USA. So if that is a concern of yours, you might want to always make sure you flip it over to see the back of the package. This quinoa was a good purchase, great price point. It had the words that we wanted on the front of the label. It had organic, and so this would be a really good purchase from Sam's. Here I found some Nate's Organic Raw Unfiltered Honey. This is actually a little bit more expensive than the filtered honey that is sold at Walmart, even though it's organic, yet I really want unfiltered. So the price point on this at Walmart is 43 cents per ounce. Here at Sam's, it's 32 cents an ounce. So that way you guys can compare it to Costco or Aldi, wherever you shop. Or for those of you who are watching us from overseas, let us know, what is the price of your honey, and are you getting organic raw unfiltered honey? I would love to see your comments. Olive oil is another food I expected to find there at Sam's, but I did not find any that I liked. In fact, if you look at this bottle here, it looks perfectly great on the front, but when you turn it over and look at the label, the olives are being gathered from like 4, 5, 6 different countries and combined into one bottle. I want my olive oil to come from one country alone. I want it to be picked, I want it to be pressed, and I want it to be bottled right there. I don't want it being gathered from all over. The olives are traveling before they're being pressed, or they're being pressed and then they're being mixed. No, I want all of my olive oil to be from one country. So this is something else you might want to look for, because on the front label it looks fabulous. Now let's talk eggs. I really prefer you find a farmer. That way you are guaranteed what the chickens are being fed, how they're being raised, how the eggs are being handled. So this was a good price point there at Sam's. It's labeled organic, but it's not telling me what farm it came from. Even when you try to flip it over to find more information, there is no more information than what's on the front label. So this is an okay buy. You can feel good about this. It's just not up to the standards that I prefer. It was a good price point, that's fine, but I really want you to make friends with your own farmer. This is a good one. We have cold pressed and unrefined. Perfect. This will store for a long time. If you're a prepper like me, I could put this in any of my storage bins when things kind of go crazy. If they ever do, maybe they never will and I never have to worry about it, but I will always have a good oil for cooking, baking, or just adding to our food. This is saying it's from the Philippines. It is certified organic, so this would be a really good buy. The price point was exceptionally good too as well. Now, the last product is Quaker Oats. Yes, we're looking for a couple things on the package. I would highly prefer that you're buying organic steel-cut oats, but if you're going to buy oats from the grocery store, there's a couple things we need to look for on the label. Right down there in the bottom corner, you see that we have non-GMO verified. That basically means that the seeds are a non-GMO seed. There's no 100% guarantee that no glyphosate was sprayed on this. So that's why organic would be our better option. Price point, this is an exceptionally good value. Okay, so looking at this, at Walmart it is 9 cents an ounce, and at Sam's Club it is 5 cents per ounce. This is a much more nutritional value for your children's breakfast than feeding them a processed cereal. They're going to get a better microbiome balance. They're not going to have the sugar high. Of course, it depends on what you allow them to put on the oatmeal, but just teach them how to enjoy just the great flavor of oatmeal. Once again, after organic steel cut, then organic old-fashioned would be my next choice. Then regular old-fashioned, never, ever, ever quick oats or the flavored oats. So there you have it. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. What was your surprise? What was your, yeah, I've already bought that, I already enjoy it? Or did I miss something that you typically buy here at Sam's Club? Can't wait to read your comments. And while you're there, go ahead and hit like and subscribe and the bell so we can stay connected. Until next time, always remember, God loves you. He's loved you with an everlasting love. Nothing can take you away from His love. And please believe that. Thanks for watching.